election, please make sure you get yourself registered so you can vote your view. Case in point, you know who was at the UN this morning responding to accusations that he froze $400 million in Ukrainian aid until they gave up dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden. Now, he says that's not why he withheld funds, and he kept up his attack on the Bidens. Take a look.
As far as withholding funds, those funds were paid. They were fully paid. But my complaint has always been, and I'd withhold again, and I'll continue to withhold until such time as Europe and other nations contribute to Ukraine. When you see the readout of the call, which I assume you'll see at some point, you'll understand. That call was perfect. It couldn't have been nicer, and even the Ukrainian government put out a statement that that was a perfect call. There was no pressure put on them whatsoever. But there was pressure put on with respect to Joe Biden. What Joe Biden did for his son, that's something they should be looking at.
So, you know, some people are calling this the tipping point for Democrats, and do they need to start impeachment hearings? I mean, this is a Joe Biden attack. Let's call it for what it is. He's trying to attack Joe in every way he can.
Nervous.
He should be nervous. He should be nervous. People don't like what he's been doing and how he's doing it. And to say that, he withheld the money because people aren't paying. What are you talking about? Who's not paying? Who's not paying what? And did you ask them for money?
Well,
what was the deal?
That's a lie. Probably one of his lawyers told him to say that to get out of it, because he basically made this phone call to the Ukrainian President Zelensky one day after Mueller testified. So he figured, well, I got away with it that time.
Yeah.
All the country is now saying is that I didn't solicit help from the Russians, that they gave it to me, but I didn't go after it. Now he's saying, well, you know what? I got away with that. Let's see what else I can do. So he makes a call. He doesn't give the money until he makes it clear to this Ukrainian president that maybe they will help him to go into the election and help him defeat Biden. So that is called quid pro quo. And if they can prove it with the transcript, which he keeps saying, I would love to give it to you. Well, I believe in people should do what they love. So give it up, okay?
Well, I don't think, I think rather than have the transcript, because a transcript can always be redacted for national security purposes, but I think that's what they will do. I still think that Congress should see the whistleblower complaint pursuant to the law.
Yes.
But I also really think that is why I have always been on the side of impeachment. That is a constitutional requirement. Congress is supposed to have oversight over the executive branch. And I understand that there are two arguments here. One is certainly political, and Nancy Pelosi is looking at the politics of it. But the other is the legal side of this. And that is why he's been so emboldened, because Congress has refused to act. And it's much like a child. If you don't oversee the child taking cookies from the cookie jar, guess what? The kid is going to keep on taking the cookies from the cookie jar. And that's why he decided to make that phone call on July 25th.
Right.
So I've been, as you guys know, I've been weary about this from the time it was trickling out last week, because, one, we didn't have all the facts. Media doesn't always get it right, and it was the same Democrats that have been calling for impeachment since before he even got in office.
Right.
So I was like, let's just take a breath. The more I'm learning about this, and I think other people are learning about it, this is really alarming.
Yeah.
And, well, now we have more of the facts. And the president himself even admitted it. But in my opinion, this is extortion.
That's right.
Right? I mean, I was trying to compare it to something in our life. Because if he really was withholding the money, saying he was wanting Paris, or he wanted France and Germany to pay for it, why didn't he tell Congress at the time that was the reason why? But if you have a boss that says, go do something for me, something that you don't want to do, you know that they hold the cards, that if you don't do it, you risk not getting paid, you risk getting fired. And Ukraine, they didn't have the money that they needed, that they were promised they were going to get. So in that case, he may say, I'm not pressuring you, but they know if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, you will not be in a good position. And that is a country, I think we
desperately need the money, the Ukrainians.
But
that's another point.
But here I think as a country, we should take a step back again and say, what should our president do that we should be proud of? Is this something that we say we should stand by?
That's what he should do. He's just got. I mean, If you're
That would make
asking.
us so proud.
If you're asking.
Good girl.
I think the show is about, I think we all try and
Came out of my
give our honest opinions about things. And for me, this has been something that I've thought through over the last few days. And sometimes facts have to come in for you to figure out where you stand. And this is scary stuff.
But it's
I don't care where you are politically. I don't think anyone should stand by this
Abby,
and say this is okay.
Abby, this guy, his crimes have been as clear as the nose on your face.
This one seems a little more clear to me than other ones we've seen.
Look, President Obama controversially resisted bipartisan efforts to send military assistance to the Ukraine back. It was $231 million and in 2016. So I do think it's ironic that Democrats then were against sending money to the Ukraine, but are a proponent of it now. And the shift with Russia has been very interesting to watch. I will say Sunny has been a big proponent throughout, I think, the entire time we've been talking about it on the show, of impeachment.
Impeachment!
And I will say, okay, let me finish. Thank you. Unleash the Kraken. Because honestly, if you're not going to listen to Nancy Pelosi about the political implications of this, just impeach him then. See what happens politically, because what happened with Clinton in the 90s really ended up hurting Republicans, and I think, and many historians of politics believe that it helped get Clinton reelected. Just impeach him then, because quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing everybody bitch about it.
Okay,
I'm actually really big on how.
Here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it.
I'm sick of hearing the infighting with Democrats. Clearly, progressives are running the party. And again, if he has, in fact, as Abby said, extorted.
Don't worry
at this
about the
point,
Democrats. The Democrats are going to get it together.
Can you answer this though for me? I do have a question.
You sure about that?
Yes.
All right.
Why has the RNC
On election night, I want that. I want that clip.
People
right
are so
up here.
upset. I really would love an answer to this.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Why has the RNC, when there's so much anger about the president, there seems so many people just want him out, why has the RNC raised more than 6.5 times the amount?
Because they want to
the
stay in
DNC,
power.
because money speaks.
That's
Money
it.
speaks more than people just
Because
talking.
it's power before country.
Yeah, and that's
Because
the
it's
problem.
power before
That is the
country.
Because
problem.
part of the
I really
problem
believe
is
that.
that
And you guys
it's
don't
been
want power.
some of the-
You guys don't
You know
want power.
what? Here's what I want.
I'm not
Here's
saying
what,
you. I'm saying
no.
never-
Well, this I'm
Never mind.
speaking.
I don't know
I'm
why
speaking
I
just for
try.
me. I don't know what you're saying right now,
I
but
know,
I'll
I got
tell
it,
you.
I got it.
I'll tell you what I want. I want somebody I can trust. I don't have to like everything he does. I don't have to agree with everything. But I am tired of someone telling me that, what does Judge Judy say? It's rain. Somebody peed on my head and telling me it's raining.
Don't pee on my leg and
That's
tell
how
me
I
it's
Let
raining.
me just counter that just 1 second.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of clips of The View from when Bush was running, my dad was running, and Romney was running. And it sounds a lot the same. You were calling for Bush's impeachment at one time. So again, there's a certain point where Republicans watching, but just bear with me.
Yeah.
When Republicans watching, you are sounding an alarm at all times. So it's hard to differentiate between who you think you can trust, because 10 years ago, you couldn't trust Bush, you couldn't trust Romney,
I'm sorry,
you couldn't
let
trust
me-
my dad.
let me be very
I'm
clear.
talking to my base.
But I'm talking to Republicans, as usual.
Let me
For the
be
whole
clear
family.
about me and Republicans. I've been friends with Republicans my whole life.
But did you trust them in power?
Sometimes, yeah.
President
I grew
Bush?
up with Republicans in power. I don't always, as I said, I don't like all the things that they do. What I don't like, and what really pushed me aside, and what you may not remember, that I got my behind kicked on, was President Bush, the baby, the younger Bush.
W.
Thank you, W. Is the only person who had a plan for the border. And I backed him for that, because I thought, you get it, because you are not making this about Mexicans or this, because these are
About
folks.
security.
Yeah, about security.
Well, I
at the
was
border.
old enough to
And
remember
so-
there were no weapons of mass
nostalgia-
destruction.
So again, the
have a
nostalgia
problem with
for
that.
Bush
All
right,
right
so
now always entertains me.
Well, I'm glad you're entertained.
I am.
Well, here's the deal. If you can't see why people are upset about this,
Of course I see why people
well,
are upset.
then don't be so dismissive when
I'm
you're
not
talking. That's how I
dismissive.
feel. We'll be back.
God.
Later, climate clash. Is 16-year-old activist Greta Thunberg's impassioned warning to the UN about climate change the wake-up call?